Good evening. It's regular Tuesday night, but it's also election night in a couple of different states. So we're going to be talking, we're going to be rolling, we're going to be smoking, and we're going to be watching. Because the Florida primaries are going on right now. That's my dog, not understanding how to behave. But he's fine because we're not making videos today. It's just a live, so he can bark. Conley, hello. Yes, Maggie was in an accident yesterday. Is Maggie okay? Oh yeah, she's nothing's broken, but AJ was not in the car with her, but she hang on a second. That was her in the hospital, neck brace on, lacerations. Um, and then hang on a second here. Car hit her here on the front as she was turning left. Um, God damn it. That's not the picture I wanted. So it's the car's totaled. She didn't break anything. She's gonna. Holy shit. Okay. All right. Democrats did it in Florida, didn't they? Wow. Uh, that was my 25-year-old daughter's car. She got into an accident. She was turning left, and I guess the green arrow had turned yellow, and a car was coming this way and hit her. I still don't understand how it would be her fault if she had a yellow and that car was traveling. They said at a very high rate of speed, but anyway, her car is fogged. What did the Dems do in Florida? They for the Senate race, they did not nominate Alex Vindman, the moderate Democrat. They nominated Angie Nixon, the DSA candidate. So the Democratic candidate for the Senate seat that Marco Rubio once held in the state of Florida is going to be a Democratic Socialist of America candidate in fucking Florida. In fucking Florida. Jesus Christ. She's going to go against Ashley Moody, who handily won her nomination. She was the person that was picked to fill that seat after Marco Rubio went to go work in the administration. Wow, there's a lot stuck up here, isn't there? I don't think it's going to go over too goddamn well, but what the hell do I know? Right? Maggie in the wrong? I don't know who's in the wrong yet. I haven't heard, like, District 20, Debbie Wasserman Schultz wins the nomination to represent that newly drawn district. Three home run debut. Yeah, kind of fucking crazy. Moskowitz wins his primary 64 to 35 for District 25. I don't think it's going to happen, but anyway, what's everybody else up to? I'm going to roll a couple of dubs. We're going to see some more election results come in. And we're going to chat about life in general. Ashton, hello. What Dem establishment is trying to stop Abdul, TMH? I haven't heard that yet. May 77 is awesome. Chillin' watching Mets. Do you stop breathing when you snore? Oh. Relaxing after a busy day at work. Chillin' and gonna pop another gummy, says Laura. Why are people trying to stop Abdul? He's literally the most agreeable guy ever. You were in my dreams this morning along with the pocket friends. That's not creepy in the least bit, is it? Chuck Schumer is trying to stop Abdul. Is he? What did he say? I don't know. I haven't heard. Are you a good, cool, and have you been to a Cubs game outside of Chicago? I have not been to a Cubs fan outside of the city of Chicago. I haven't been to a Cubs game this year, and I don't know what a good, cool is. Okay, I'm hearing what you're saying. Chuck Schumer is trying to stop Abdul. What did he say? I don't know. You know, my stand-up went well? Well, that's good. I don't necessarily disagree, bud. Oh, crikey. He cut off funding for Dem Senate candidates. All Dem Senate candidates, or just one Dem Senate candidate? And did he verbally give a reason why? Am I going to stream the election? Oh, I don't know. I might just watch the election and then do videos as it happens and pop them off. Okay, TMH, I'm going to have to look into it because it's literally the first I'm hearing of that. What do I think of John Ossoff? I mean, I like him. He's a likable guy. I just don't know if he's a guy that is going to play nationally to the point where he's going to win a national election. He works where he's at, and that's good. Ryan Elijah wins District 7 Republican nomination with 47% of the vote. Last I looked, Madison Cawthorn hadn't cracked 10% in his House primary. I haven't seen it come across a screen here yet, but that's a wild race in that district. Like, crazy race. It's a who's who of dumb fuckery. What is tonight's topic? No topic. I'm rolling some dupes. We're smoking some weed and watching some election results on the Kornacki cam coming in from Florida. You are short on the surrogate, and the people who are acting like all human beings are idiots. She signed the damn contract. knowingly rented herself out to have a child. She, yeah, of her own accord, she entered into a contract to carry a pregnancy, to carry a fetus for another couple. And with that contract, it is my understanding that she had to do everything they wanted with the pregnancy. And she did. She's in the wrong initially. But now, and she should be faced with consequences for that. But now that the family didn't want the kid, I think that the family's in the wrong for insisting on having the kid back. Do you buy at a dispensary? Sometimes. Having a fatty. Hey, what's going on, Primate? How's it hanging? Short and stubby, right in the middle. Love the dead shirt. This is a play on the dead. It says the baitful dead, and it's got all kinds of different fishing bait, some shrimp and squid and shit. This is done by an artist in Ketchikan, Florida. Alaska. The fuck? Ketchikan, Alaska. And when we were up there, I grabbed it. I think you might be confusing Chuck Schumer not supporting him during the primary with Schumer not supporting him in the general. But I think because I haven't heard anything to the contrary. Contrary. According to them, the people in your state of Illinois paid. I don't know what the exact bottom line is. If it's 63 billion, if it's 53 billion, if it's 71. But I don't know. But it's a fuck. It's tens of billions. I know that. I know that for goddamn sure. This has been going on for years. Very close race in Florida District 9 for the Republican nomination. Dan Green is ahead with 94% of the vote in at 25.6%. Ben Butler's at 23.9%. And Thomas Chalifax Jr. is at 20.5%. And they can't call the race yet. Florida District 23, Lois Frankel wins the Democratic nomination with 75% of the vote. Missouri gets a large chunk of the money from Illinois. Listen, all I know is it doesn't go to Illinois. Right on, bud. The Dems were never going to win the Florida Senate, but if the DSA candidate win, great. You do understand that Obama won Florida twice, right? The Democrats can win Florida if they get their messaging down pat. They're not going to win a reliably red state with a DSA candidate, though. That's not going to happen. But it is what it is. It is what it is. That's another seat that we aren't going to win this fall. So, how's Maggie doing? She's doing all right. She's sore. banged up, but she's home. She's doing okay at her home. Yes, the Alaska Senate race is tonight. That'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Yeah, Obama did a very good job. Scott Singer has officially been called for the Republican nomination in District 25. Yeah, she's got a few cuts. She's beat up and bruised, but um, yes, Laramie, thank you for mentioning that. Frank Beard, the drummer of ZZ Top, died today at the age of 77. Oddly enough, the only member of the band who never had a beard. But that means 2/3 of ZZ Top are now gone. We lost Dusty. What was it, a year ago? I don't know. I can't even remember how long ago it was that we lost Dusty, and now Frank is gone. So Billy's the only remaining member of ZZ Top. Was Maggie in an accident? Yeah, yeah, she was. What's your favorite hard candy? Lifesavers, Jolly Ranchers, etc., etc. Define. Okay, can there be any softness to it at all? Like, is a hard, chewy caramel considered a hard candy, or is that a soft candy? Dusty passed. Oh, it's 21. No, it hasn't been that long, has it? It's going to be hard when a lot of my favorite artists start dying. Phil Collins, yeah, he's on the clock, I would say. If Mike Lee said that, then Mike Lee's dumb as shit. Are lifesavers still made? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Listen, I like lifesavers. I like the other hard candies that they had mentioned. I have Werther's Original in my drawer. Root barrel barrels, root beer barrels. Remember those little fuckers? Those were good. Really, 21. Fuck me. Wow, time is just flying by at this point. That's enough of that for the evening. Sundown, you better take it. If I find you've been creeping round my backstab. Sorry, I'm watching results while talking to you. My bad. Prime it. If you're on like Amazon, go see if you can order them off Amazon. I bet you can. Gordon Lightfoot, yes, very, very well established in the yacht rock community. I can see her lying there in a satin dress in a room where you do what you don't confess. Don't put songs in my head. Does David Jolly have any chance of beating Byron Daniels? Yes, he does. Less so because he switched parties, but here's the deal: he's still a conservative. He was a Republican senator, congressman from Florida for years. Yeah, I don't even know what to say to Primeman about that. It just, it, as a father myself, I can't even fucking imagine. Nikki, you take it easy. Down by the river, I shot my baby. You're not going to be okay when we lose brilliant women like Dolly and Cher. See, I, that's why I think they should have done what I suggested a few years ago for the Super Bowl. Have an all women lineup with a different woman representing all the various genres. Dolly for country, Stevie Nicks for rock and roll. Pick a rap artist, pick a hip hop artist, pick a Joan Jett for punk, you know, and you do Missy Elliott, you know, maybe blues, you know what I mean? You could have Anna Popovich come in, or you could do fuck, why is her name escaping me right now? Probably the best female blues guitar player ever with the red hair. Let's give him something. Bonnie Raitt. Ohio loves you, Tom. No, they do not. That is bullshit. Absolute bullshit. They don't. Maybe they'll do that when Nashville hosts the Super Bowl. They should do it soon before we start losing motherfuckers. Indiana loves you, Tom. I know that's bullshit. That's not even a guess. I'm not. I don't even have to play around with you. I know that's bullshit. These fucking shoes off. I shot my baby. If I could see any band live, past or present, that's a hard question to ask. An easier question to ask would be if I could see any concert live, past or present. You know, like a lot of people would say, like maybe Woodstock, you get a whole bunch of bands. Maybe Altamont, you get a whole bunch of bands, like a music festival. Some people would say that they would want to go back and see the concert that they would want to see would be the Beatles rooftop performance when they called it quits. Thank you, Joseph. I just looked up Dearborn and got. I fucking hate Jake Lang. Yeah, just an absolute scumbag. Like, what's the fucking point of going there? You're going to protest the existence of American citizens? Get the fuck out of here. Get all the way the fuck out. I appreciate it, Joseph. The 93 Nuclear Fest in Maryland would be sick to see. Longtime subscriber, deep behind enemy lines in Florida. You can watch some of the Beatles rooftop show in that movie that came out recently. Thank you very much for the chillin' slice of watermelon. Uh, it keeps waving at me. Um, Ladies, is that what you see when you're holding one? Just like that watermelon, like, hi? Just happy as shit, smiling, drinking her hand in its hand. It did go on forever, like forever. Love me some street style tacos. I can do 6 of them, no problem. This gentleman says, or this person says. Favorite double LP? I don't know. Um, I don't know. That watermelon just burnt one. Yeah, don't mind if I do. By the way, favorite live album. Oh. So I have a ton of Grateful Dead albums of different concerts that I absolutely love, but I'll tell you flat out, uh, the live album I have probably listened to more times than any other live album that I've ever owned. Iron Maiden Live After Death. What a fucking show. Is that an indica or a sativa? That is a sativa. I knew what you meant. Hope you're doing well. Love your content. Thank you very much, Ruby. I shot my baby down by the river. Um, what about Dio? Phil Spector's Christmas Moss album. How's it hanging? Like a gumdrop on a shag carpet. As someone that never listened to the Grateful Dead, what song would I recommend? That's not a thing. It's not a thing to go listen to this song. It because songs I don't even know how to fucking explain it. Maybe start doing some reading on the Grateful Dead first, and then like roll into like a downhill from here concert or something like that. How's the lad doing? He's doing fine. Really, he starts school tomorrow. He's been doing football practice the last several weeks. He had a football camp over the summer. He had a bowling league over the summer. And in freshman year starts tomorrow morning. First, yes.
Can I borrow your electric blender? Thank you.
You're welcome. What's my favorite movie? The Godfather. Hope Maggie is feeling better. Yeah, luckily nothing was broken. Just a lot of cuts and bumps and bruises. Car's fucked, but she's out of the hospital and just sore. Fucking Randy Fine still wins. God damn, the Republicans in Florida are the dumbest motherfuckers on the planet. When does the podcast officially return? I don't know. I'm trying to square that away. Week or two. I'm just working on the microphone situation now. How did the wreck happen? She was turning in through an intersection. She was turning left, and somebody came through and hit her on the front quarter of her car. I still don't know if she was not allowed to be turning left there or if the person was not allowed to be going through the intersection. You can't stand Bob Seger? Whoa, 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 whoa. What the fuck did Bob Seger ever do to you? That escalated quickly. Bob Seger is the great American songwriter, storyteller. August 25th, South Carolina runoff. September 1st, Maryland primary, or Massachusetts primary. September 8th, New Hampshire primaries. Can't stand his voice. I mean, listen, excuse me. My apologies. The fuck you say? Them's fighting words. Nah, but I get it. If you don't like them, you don't like them. Uh, we got Alaska coming up. Yeah, I mean, I can understand somebody saying that about the voice of the singer of Nickelback, but we're talking about Bob fucking Seger here. You know what I mean? Whoa, whoa. The fuck you just say, Primate? I, I, that's guess they don't like taking them old records off the shelf. Should have listened to them by myself. Today's music ain't got the same soul. I like that old time rock and roll. The things that I'm hearing tonight are things that want to make me shut down all live communication with everybody outside of the house forever and ever. Amen. It's learning a lot about my audience tonight. You didn't know that I smoked marijuana? You didn't know that? 15 yards, you might be ejected from the league. I'm just saying. Like, board level meetings need to be had at this point in time. It's not a fucking flag on the field. It's not even going to go back to New York for a quick on-field review. We got to have. I got to meet with people, and knowing is half the battle. Oh, real American road. Wyoming, okay. Wyoming's really not a state we should be leaning into too much on the coverage here, Kornacki. Red card. Fucking A. I think it's a little bit more than a red card. Electric Lettuce is a great name for a band. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree. I would not disagree. Andy Nixon, yep, it's called for her 45 or 55.8% of the vote. Oh, good Lord. Monostat 7 is the best band to come out of Wyoming. Fucking, are you serious? You're having issues, Andrew? Is anybody else having issues? Is my live stuttering or out of sync or something of that nature for you folks? Kush is good. A fucking men. It is. Give me 1 second. Give me one. Don't go anywhere. Well, what did I do? Can you guys see me? You can see me. And I fixed the problem. That's interesting because I can see your comments, but I have a black screen where I would be. So fuck it. We'll roll with it this way, and like I cannot see me on the screen in any way, shape, or form. Sherry, hello. How are you? Did I ever follow the Bee Gees? No. On YouTube. Oh yeah, the people in Dearborn, Michigan are fucking imbeciles. Primate can do all of the following: hear, see, and smell. 83% of the vote in Florida's District 24, and still too close to call with a difference of 1,400. How's Renee doing? She's doing fine. She's in the other room with the grandbaby. I'm going to join the two of them when this live is done. We've got him for a couple of days. Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Is that the two? That's not the. No, that's the dual cellos I'm thinking of. Almost getting arrested while walking in a Taco Bell drive-thru is enough reason to stay out of Florida. Yes, it is. Butthole Surfers saw him at the Vic Theater. Not a good show. Yes, I'm doing content tomorrow. Of course, he gets really ugly with women reporters. Yeah, he's just a piece of shit. Nirvana's the greatest band ever. That's like borderline gonna earn you a fucking block. Yeah, our pets are cool with the baby. Everybody's cool with the baby. We've got him for a few days until she's, feeling a little bit better and ready to take him. No, the grandbaby, she's trying to get the grandbaby to sleep right now, so. Love your stuff from Canada. Thank you very much. Yeah, I can't fucking stand Nirvana. I cannot fucking stand Nirvana. And whenever they put one of those things where it's like one of these artists has to go and all of their music, and Nirvana is one of them, it's automatically Nirvana. It's a two smoke two joints before you smoke two joints. Most grunge bands are better than Nirvana. I've heard cats fuck with better tunage than Nirvana. My unpopular is that I can't stand Metallica. She can't stand Metallica. She can't. Hang on. Hey, I can see myself. Can you guys still see me? Okay, Andrew can. Brad, that's two. That's three. That's four. That's five. Okay, we're good. Yeah, she said she can't stand Metallica. This is Cliff Burton here, the major rager on the four-string motherfucker, bringing in the big rigger special weed. It's like the hottest, best pot to ever hit these shores. This is Cliff Burton. When you talk ill of Metallica, you talk ill of Cliff. And I can't have anybody talking ill of Cliff. I can't have it. Do you watch AGT? I don't know what that is. Was Cliff the singer? No, Cliff was the bassist. Cliff Burton was the bassist for Metallica for their first three albums. And they were on a tour in Europe in like an old Greyhound bus with bunk beds bolted into them and the windows with blacked out and shit. And it was the middle of the night. The tour bus. He actually, he and the guitarist Kirk Hammett had a disagreement over what bunk it was whose. America's Got Talent. No, I don't. And They drew cards, and Cliff Burton drew the ace of spades, and he took Kirk Hammett's bunk. And so he was asleep in Kirk's bunk when the bus lost control on a patch of ice and flipped, throwing Kirk through the window. When the other members of the band, the driver, and whatnot climbed out of the bus in the middle of the night to see that Kirk's legs were hanging out from underneath the bus, and they got a crane there to pick up the bus. And it's believed that Kirk was still alive at that time, and then the crane slipped and the bus slammed back down on Cliff. So, do I play Kalshi or Polymarket? No. I keep saying Kirk. My apologies. Megadeth is okay. Yeah, I meant to say Cliff. When I was saying Kirk, I meant to say Cliff. My apologies. His death gave way to Jason Newsted, who played for a bit in Flotsam and Jetsam. And then that's the era during which I saw Metallica live. They were in Evansville, Indiana in the late 80s in support of the And Justice for All album. The tour was called the Damaged Justice Tour. And the Cult opened up for him. It's a fucking great show. That kind of end feels like a targeted attack from the universe. I used to know a guy who showed me a Metallica guitar pick. Kirk Hammett handed it to him the night before. I only hate Megadeth because I can find every single one of their albums except for Rust in Peace. The only one I want. The Cult kicked ass. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Severely underrated, in my opinion. Do you like GNR? Yes, I saw Guns N' Roses in Alpine Valley, and Skid Row opened up for them. And at the time, Vanilla Ice, I think, was hitting it with Ice Ice Baby. And the whole show started with the drummer for Skid Row hitting this beat. And then from behind the drummer riser came Sebastian Bach. And he started a chant of Ice Ice Baby fuck off, and got the whole crowd going. And then, Skid Row did their set, and then GNR did their set. Damn good show. Damn good show. I hate to say that I think Axl needs to retire from touring. I've seen some clips of him now, and I know the voice definitely doesn't sound. Listen, physically they're all gonna age, right? I mean, it's just what happens. But can the voice still do it? And I think the worst one I've heard so far is Vince Neil of the Old Rockers. 88 or 89. I think it was 88. Did you ever attend a concert with your kids? If so, what? No. Renee attended concerts with the girls. They attended Bon Jovi. Was it One Direction? I think One Direction. One of those boy bands. And then like some shit like the Wiggles and stuff like that when they were younger. The boy and I are scheduled to see AC/DC at the beginning of September in Indiana. Renee went and listened to the boy bands for the girls. There's ain't no fucking way in hell she's going in to Notre Dame Stadium to listen to fucking AC/DC. Axl Rose is terrible now. That's what some people are saying, Yeah, I'm 275. I wouldn't want to get into a fucking Corvette. You know what I mean? I love Leonard Skinner. I do remember New Kids on the Block. Yes, the New Kids on the Block still do cruises and shit. They've got 30 and 40-year-old women going on cruises. I saw ACDC in 2000. Fucking amazing. Hot sauce on pepperoni pizza. I mean, if you do the pizza right, it's not necessary, but I'm not opposed to a little Tabasco on a pepperoni. You were in utero for mom seeing ACDC. Lord knows I can't change. Sorry. Pineapple does not belong on pizza. Here's my opinion. If you want pineapple on your pizza, knock yourself out. Howdy, folks. Back at you. Just don't expect me to eat, like we're not doing half pineapple, half pepperoni, because that pineapple juice is going to leach. You can have a pineapple pizza, that's fine. Eat the fuck out of it. First concert, Kiss at age 15. I think Wahlberg brothers probably became the most famous. Yeah, for sure. Could never get into Tool. Do I like shrooms? No. Do you recall what was the first album you bought with your own money? Somebody asked me that the other day, and I don't remember what the first album I bought with my own money was. I know what the first record I had was. It was "Come Sail Away" by Styx, the little 45. But that was at that age. It was gifted to me. I didn't have a job. I didn't have a way of making any money. Chicken Alfredo pizza is top 5 pizza. To you, it is. To you, it is. I, you know, I'm good. I'm good. I like a solid pepperoni. Obviously, I can do a cheese, but I don't prefer it. I can do a sausage. I can do a sausage and pep. I can get crazy and do a sausage pep and a crumbled bacon. But I'm not doing onions or mushrooms or anchovies or green peppers or pineapple or ham or barbecue sauce or chunks of chicken or Alfredo sauce. And if you want it, that's awesome. But none for me. Yeah, that's pretty old, 32 Ted. That's pretty fucking old. Steak and shrimp on pizza? See, it's why. Why have steak and shrimp? Prefer just a nice Alfredo and a big chunk of bread, says Primate. It depends on what mood I'm in. Your husband's first concert was Gwar. A, fucking cool. B, you might want to sleep with an eye open. If old boy's first show was Gwar, a show where they fucking eat the audience. Yeah, yeah. You might want to take up archery. Get yourself like a small under the pillow type of crossbow. And I only say crossbow because A, it's deadly silent, and B, when's the last time you ever heard of anybody getting taken out with a fucking crossbow? I mean, how fucking cool would it be, right? Eh, I'm just saying. He goes all fucking scumdogs of the universe, and you got to take him down Daryl Dixon style. His pants were stained red, apparently. Eat the audience. Yes. Yes. Gwar eats their audience. Well, they did back in the day. Gwar is a band that is all done up in costumes. And the whole bit is they're from outer space. But not the costumes don't look like what you think. Not outer space costumes anyway. They look like medieval barbarian type costumes. Anyway, the band is from outer space, and the story goes as follows: God created the heaven and the earths, and when he was done with that, he took a shit, and the scum dogs of the universe were born. And that's Gwar, the scum dogs of the universe. And they make stupid fucking humans pay money to die. And they literally will drag people up out, used to back in the day, drag people up onto the stage out of the audience and put them in like a big giant monster on the stage would eat them, and they would go under the stage obviously and they'd be fine, but as they would be eating members of the audience, the blood would be spurting all over the remaining members of the audience while the band just continued to wail away in this really fucking bizarre metal type of music. Yeah, that was her husband's first show. The lead singer back in the day, part of his costume was he had like a metal chastity belt, and from it hung a wainer that looked like an Olympic runner's leg holding an apple, thick and veiny in its presence. I shit you not. Go look up some of Gwar's videos on YouTube tonight. Look up some Gwar, GWAR live, and try and get some from like the early 1990s, early to mid 90s. It'll make you go. I would play some for you here, but it would violate a guideline of YouTube's terms of service. I can't play their music without a license. Frank Beard, yes, we talked about how Frank Beard from ZZ Top passed away earlier today at the age of 77. Crowdsourcing flower beds. How a Buy Nothing group on Facebook helped. These fucking news flashes, I'm telling you. Yngwie Malmsteen. Holy shit, there's a name I haven't heard in a hot minute. Greetings from the Mile High City. Just wanted to say you've been a breath of fresh air the past several months. Well, thank you very much. From the not Mile High City. Thank you, Denver, or the Denver area. From the swampland of Chicago, because that's what Chicago originally was. It was a swamp. Actually, the word Chicago is an indigenous word that means smelly onion, essentially, because Chicagoland was a marshy, wild onion field. No shit. Two of us from Denver, let's go. Conversation somehow got turned on to Stevie. I've always kind of liked Ronstadt, says Brian Ray. Cage says, whoa! Do I know the B-52s? I was listening to Your Own Private Idaho on the way home today. Your Own. Oh, god damn, I love that fucking band. Had to pause Out of Africa on Tom, running off a lion with a whip. W's in the chat, says Brian. Rock Lobster, indeed. Die Antwoord was great. No Means No was one of the best gigs I've been listening to Private Idaho for the past few weeks after discovering it. You got to remember, when that shit came out, people were like, ooh, what the fuck are these people doing? Do I like country music? Not really. Very, 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 very little. Oh, well, right on, Daniel. Is that where they were before? I've had too many hits. Huge pro wrestling fan coming up. I watched a little bit of it. I got to see some stuff live. Country is boring and predictable. Same for meat puppets, this person says. Would you say this is true? Christians in the U.S. are the only ones that hate the First Amendment. No, probably not the only ones. I think that they're the predominant voting bloc that dislikes it or does not want it anymore, but not the only ones. Smashing Pumpkins, they're all right. What people talk about, I'm pretty sure, is bro country. Yeah, I know. I hear what you're saying. Yeah, Chicago's a good band. The CTA, Chicago. Yeah, a rock band with horns. Ba-na-na-na-na, 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 ba-ba-da-da, ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-da-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-da. Fancy like Applebee's on a date night. That's bro country right there. I can't stand that shit. Well, I can't stand it. It's just not my jam. You know, not that I can't stand it. That's the wrong thing to say. Because my wife listens to some of that stuff, and I hear it in the background, and it's not like it's like, oh my god, would you turn this shit off? It's just not my jam. You know. What's my favorite one-hit wonder song? Oh Jesus fuck. God, there are so many. You got Mickey. You got 99 Luftballons. I don't know. I Touch Myself by the Divinals. The Macarena. Okay, with all due respect, and I mean with all due respect, to Oli, who said, Mr. Big, I'm the one that wants to be with you. If I never heard that fucking song again as long as I live, I would be perfectly okay. It makes me want to burn things when I hear it. Oh, Come On Feel the Noise by Quiet Riot. You know what I mean? That's another one of the one hit wonders. Ride, Captain, ride upon your mystery. Yeah, I know that song too. Um, Mental Health from Quiet Riot is your dad's favorite. 50% of what I listen to is North Korean music. Okay. You didn't know that I did lives? So here's the deal for anybody that's in the chat that did not know that I do lives. First things first, every live that I have ever done is archived on my channel. If you just go to my channel and you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see an album of all my past lives. You can watch every one of the old lives. Secondly, The schedule that I currently have is I go live on Tuesday nights like this. Hence the reason I'm live tonight. On Saturday nights, my wife and I are side by side on the screen, going live, just shooting the shit with folks. And from time to time throughout the week, I do things that are called impromptu lives, where maybe she's working on videos and I'll go live for an hour and a half, 2 hours while she's doing that. I do have a handful of lives where I've interviewed other people. You can go scroll back through the lives. I've or the videos to see those. I've interviewed a whole bunch of different people, but yes, I do lives from time to time. The Escape Club, Wild Wild West. I mean, yes, it's a one-hit wonder, but definitely not probably not definitely not my favorite one-hit wonder. Thank you very much, Max. What's the song that makes me want to burn things again? I'm the one that wants to be with you. It yeah, it does bad things to my brain. It does bad things to my brain. Am I a musician too? No, no. No musician death has ever affected me like Jerry Garcia's. Because Jerry Garcia's death didn't just affect me from an emotional standpoint, it changed the trajectory of my life. Um, is there another musician's death that affected me? Eddie Van Halen's affected me. When Eddie died, I was like, oof, that's not supposed to happen. Um, for me, the Burn song was Land of Confusion by Genesis. Now, I can understand, I like that song, but I can understand it. How what? I listened to Dark Side of the Moon during the eclipse. It ruled. Oh, there you go. Do you own a bong? Not anymore. Not anymore. Come on, Eileen. Oh, I swear. Yeah, that's a great one-hit wonder. Uh, Brian Andrews. Yes. Yeah. Oh, how did Garcia's death change my life? Because I was following the band around. I was living a nomadic life, and his death stopped that. So there was nothing to follow in the moment. Some people jumped over to fish, but it literally caused me to stop living on the road and get a job. And we didn't just like follow the summer tour and then go back home and go to our jobs and wait for them to maybe do a fall or a winter tour. When when summer tour stopped and we were waiting for fall tour to begin, wherever the hell they were done, we would either get jobs, odd jobs there, or we would do odd jobs on the road to wherever the next show was going to be when the fall tour started up. We just never went home. Allman Brothers, right on. Widespread Panic was my shit, right on. Midnight Rider by the Allman Brothers, right on. My dad told me that Bad Moon Rising was so overplayed on the radio back in the day that he got sick of it. It probably was overplayed. I mean, you've seen how songs can get overplayed, but for us, it's not that overplayed, and it's a damn good song. Well, I've always been partial to Brian Johnson, but Bon Scott's a fucking legend. Um, from so many widespread panic posters. I love how every radio station seems to think Everybody Wants to Rule the World is the only Tears for Fears song. Procol Harum, Nights in White Satin. Okay, let me just make sure everybody understands exactly where I'm coming from on this. I have watched and read precisely 0 minutes and 0 words from this fucking trial that everybody's talking about. Did she do it? Did he do it? I don't know. I don't even know the circumstances behind how it got done. All I know is that everybody around me is addicted to it, and I pick up bits and pieces. I don't know if he did it. I don't know if she did it. I have no fucking idea. I don't know shit about dick. I haven't fucking watched a minute of it. I haven't read a single fucking word in a single fucking article. I have no idea. Bon Scott was better. I mean, I can't argue with that, right? All I can tell you is this. This is the AC/DC I grew up with right here. Right? Brian Johnson, Angus Young, tearing it up. This is the AC/DC that my formative years, this was my AC/DC. But I can't argue with Bon Scott in the least fucking bit. The dude's an absolute legend. Glad to hear your dad made it to 94. Do you know who shot the sheriff? I know the song. Who Made Who was your first AC/DC tape? When you were 9 or 10. You're a little older, but much balder. Well, I mean, some roadie work. You got to love it when something falls off the truck back in the day, don't you? Oh, he didn't shoot the deputy. He shot the sheriff, but he did not shoot no deputy. I shot the sheriff. Oh my fucking god! Oh my god! I can't fucking stand Puddle of Mud. If I had to pick out a song that defined my childhood, it would be "When the Water Breaks" by Liquid Tension Experiment. Is that a fucking thing? None of those. I've never heard any of those words together before. Do you got to take a shit? No. Joe Lynn Turner is a great singer. Dad was more of a Tool fan. He died earlier this year. Sorry to hear that. Ever listened to Uncle Tom's Cabin by Warrant? Hell yeah. Fucking cops dropping bodies in the bayou down there. I actually do like Billy Joel's song, We Didn't Start the Fire. I do. I didn't like the remix of Children of the Sun. What's a song I haven't heard in way too long? I don't know, because if I could remember a song that I haven't heard for way too long, I might rectify that, you know what I mean? Sorry about that. Piano Man is more than a good one. It's a phenomenal one. But here's the deal. We've been going for an hour and 15. I do have a 2-month-old grandson in the house for the next few days. I got a sweet tooth that's currently giving me an uppercut. So I am going to shut this live down esta noche. You're stoned? Good. It's a great way to be. and see you at some point in time during the week. You know what I mean? So, thank you guys for stopping in and watch all the videos. Pick yourself up some t-shirts, some hoodies, some hats, a copy of each one of my 2 books. And I will talk to you. Make sure you watch all the videos tomorrow. Please. Thank you very much. It's how we live.